Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited to show you guys one of the best way to improve your tattooing and shading skills. Especially if you're just starting out, we're gonna working on a classic skull design using my injector rotary machine, and I'll walk through the process step by step. So let's get started. First things first, so this is the injector tattoo machine, and how you hold the machine is super important. So you want to grip it like a pencil or a paintbrush, like nice and steady. You can hold your hand in an angle, maybe 45 degrees perfect. So keep that in your mind. All right, for this one I'm using a 7RL needle, so which has 7 needles arranged in a circle. So it's great for getting those crisp, clean lines. Okay, remember when you're lining, go slow and steady, letting the machine do the work. So we are aiming to deposit the ink about 1.5 millimeter to 2 millimeters. So that's a spot, like a sweet spot to get the solid lines without overworking the skin. One more tip for lining: make sure to scratch the skin gently as you work. This helps the needle go into the skin evenly and give you like a clean and precise lines. So just use your free hand to stretch the area you're working on. It seems like a very small details, but it can make like a lot of difference in your quality of your lines and even your shading. You can see like the details of your work more. And if you're practicing on face skin, here's a pro tip: like don't wipe it after each line. Instead, just dab it with the tissue to avoid smudging your work, and also use Vaseline for cleaning instead of soap. It's much easier and won't damage like any face skin, keeping your design clear and sharp as your work. Okay. Now we got the lines done, so it's time to add some solid black. For this one I am switching to 9 mag needles. So magnums we usually use for filling larger areas. We can get like a smooth shading effect. Yeah, and mags always like give and like a airbrushed effect, so which is perfect for making our skull looks bold and dramatic. Just remember to keep your movements consistent and don't rush it. Smoothness is the key. Okay. So there is some tips for shading. So use the right needles always. So for this one I chose Magnum 9 Mag. So yeah, that's enough for this space because this our design is very like a small one. So I can use it with the 9 Mag. And don't try to pack like too much ink at once. So build up the black slowly with multiple passes. Because yeah, and the next is like the how you hold the needle, how you hold the machine, like the ankle. So always keep maintain the 45 degree, and always keep an eye on the skin for signs of irritation. If the skin start look like a little red or swollen, take a break and move to another area. Because like if you work on the same area, then you will damage the skin, so that we don't want to do that. So move on. So we got the solid blacks now. Okay, now let's soften things up with some shadings. So we are doing a soft shading for this one now. So I'm sticking with the 9 mag needle, but this time I will use lighter pressure to get a smooth fade in the shading. This is like where the skull really start to pop with the depth, and we need the 3D effect now. So this shading is the best way to achieve that. And just keep your hands light and let the needle gently glide over the skin to create the nice and like a smooth shading effect. Okay. For soft stipple shading, move your hands in quick control motion. The faster you move hands, the lighter and more spread out the dots will be. And yeah, then it gets the soft shading effect. And apply very light pressure to the needle. Goal is get a really smooth shading. Always start with a light layer of dot, build up gradually. If you need like some darker areas, then make it darker on the second layer. You can always add more darker depth to the darker areas. Like I said before, hold the machine at a slight angle around like 45 degree to control the depth and density of the shading. And this also helps to prevent the shading being too harshy or like heavy or strong. And don't overthink too much, just focus on a small session at a time. And sometimes you need to clean the needle tip, maybe after each shading or something, to prevent like ink buildup on the needle. And if you have a reference or a picture, just always look at the reference, back to your design, then reference, back to your design. Always make sure you got everything right. And that's it. We have gone from lines to solid blacks to soft shading. So all these with just 2 needles and some basic techniques. I hope this has helped you feel more confident in your tattooing, especially if you're new to the craft. Remember, practice makes perfect. So keep it at it and have fun with your designs. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out my next tutorial. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.